Home. What does it mean to be home? Merriam-Webster defines home as the place where a person lives or a place where something is normally located. This is wrong, and this is what we are taught. We are taught to believe that home is one place in one location where you live, that it is a tangible physical structure and nothing more. January 20th, 1995, the day my parents bought their first home together. 14 Woodland Road, Bedford, Massachusetts. This would be my first home. The home where I first met my two baby brothers. The home where I learned to ride my bike. The home where my dad would read me Little Miss Chatterbox before bed every night. The home where I peed my bed. The home where I lived next door to my childhood best friend. The home where I ran to my room sobbing when I found out that we were moving. November 30th, 2004. What I thought was the worst day of my life. Moving day. Why did we have to move? Why did I have to leave my home? Why didn't my parents care that I was moving away from my best friend? Keep in mind, we moved about 10 minutes away from this old house. Into this house, at 516 Springs Road, Bedford, Massachusetts. The house that truly built me. The house where I discovered my passion as an artist. The house where I made countless music videos with my friends. The house where I watched hundreds of Friends episodes with Casey. The house where I've had screaming matches with my parents. The house where I've been grateful for having such supportive, incredible parents. The house where I gave Evan his first sip of alcohol. The house where I learned to drive a car. The house where I found out Grandma Jane had passed away. The house where I first brought home Coda during my senior year of high school. The house where I had my first kiss. Never thought I'd tell my parents that. The house where I found out I got into Chapman University. The house that became my home. The home that I return to every Thanksgiving, every Christmas, and every summer. August 19th, 2013, another monumental day. A day that I knew was coming but never truly believed it would. A day that would define me for the rest of my life. A day that I would be moving cross-country to a new place with new people. Room 420, Henley Hall. This would be my home for my first year here at Chapman. Not going to lie, it was a tough adjustment. Being so far from my family and friends and having serious FOMO whenever Marissa and Jackie would see each other on the weekends. But that got easier with each day that passed. My roommate quickly became my best friend, and from there, we met our people. May 1st, 2014. 4 of these people moved into their first home together. 1025 East Walnut Avenue, Orange, California, or as most people call it, Poncho. Olivia is the mom of our house. She's the one who makes sure we eat 3 balanced meals a day and will always reassure us that we're not alone. Griffin, she's the therapist. We go to her with all of our problems and when we need a shoulder to cry on. She's also about 3 feet tall. Morgan is the cool older brother who keeps us hip and socially in check. We can almost always guarantee that she's up to date on all the latest music before it's even released. And me? Well, I'd say I'm the younger sister. The quirky, monotone, dinosaur sock-wearing film student who has no shame and will sacrifice her dignity to make everyone around her comfortable. We've all fallen into the roles of a family without even trying to. .516 Springs Road was a home to me for 3,185 consecutive days. I have been living at 1025 East Walnut for 586 days now, and yet somehow, this new home I am living in feels as if I've been here all along. 2,976.6 miles. That's how far away I was from my real home, or so I thought. When I moved to Orange, California 2 years ago, I thought I could only have one home. As the years have progressed, I have found myself making connections and forming friendships with people who were strangers not too long ago. I found myself craving In-N-Out rather than a flight back home. I found myself happier than I could have ever imagined. So this got me thinking that maybe home isn't so much a place, but rather a state of mind. Maybe it is who we surround ourselves with that make us feel at home. Home is where you feel safe and relaxed. Home is where you're comfortable to be yourself. Home is where you can wear your socks and mocks and Miley shirt around with no judgment. Home is where your loved ones are. Home is not a place, it's an idea. This past semester, I completely crossed any boundaries I had ever had and spent 112 days on a ship with no one I knew but my stuffed hippo, Tulip. I traveled to 14 countries in Asia and Africa. And along the way, found friends I can now call family. These people are what made me feel at home while I was on semester at sea, and what made me wish my adventures with them would never end. Each time I find myself near the ocean, my mind wanders back to the time when that salty air filled my backyard and was only a walk away. And right on that beach, in that moment, on that shoreline, I feel at home again. (2,976.6 miles. That's what it took. Now at 20 years old, I have found comfort in knowing I will always be home. Wherever I may end up in my life, home is inside of me. It is within me, and always will be. 2,976.6 miles.